Due to the impact from the stolen generation, First Nations people are now more disconnected from their cultures and each other than ever. This can have a serious impact on their mental health. Reconciliation Australia stresses that it is critical to inform yourself with First Nations produced and created content and news in order to address these problems. Family, community, country, place, cultural identity, and self-determination were all strongly identified across reviews as having a positive impact on the health and well-being outcomes of Aboriginal peoples, according to the International Journal for Equity in Health. Dr. Holly Randall Moon of Charles Sturt University states that it is vital that elders are provided opportunities to discuss their culture and history. First Nations cultures are some of the oldest surviving cultures in the world, and the maintenance of this culture through yarning and storytelling has measurable impacts on First Nations health and well-being. How might we share the lived experiences of our local elders in order to promote well-being outcomes for First Nations people in Dubbo, New South Wales in 2022 and beyond? My project is a podcasting series that records yarning with local Aboriginal elders for their stories, lessons, and histories. The process of yarning provides connections between participants, and by podcasting it, that connection and understanding can spread further afield, helping to attain the reconciliation goals of empathy, understanding, and connection. In collaboration with Charles Sturt University, I arranged for 3 interviews with local elders that went for 45 minutes each and provided a deep and rich insight into these elders' lives, histories, and stories. The university will use these interviews as resources in their Indigenous Studies course, furthering the connection and reconciliation that these interviews provide. Local elder Riverbank Frank provided this statement about the project. Taking part in the podcast project was an absolute pleasure. To be interviewed by some of this nation's future leaders was indeed humbling. To think they'd be interested at all in my story just makes me smile. The shared experience has, I'm sure, brought us all closer. It has also preserved my story for the future. In that regard, I'm indebted. I really loved the experience. The impact of this project for everyone involved in it was truly profound. As a non-Indigenous person myself, these episodes showed me the richness and importance of First Nations culture in a way that I had never truly appreciated before. Whilst creating these episodes, I built a bond with these elders that I had never really had before. It was meaningful to me, and the connection I felt between me, the other students, the university, and the elders grew. I highly encourage other young people to yarn and podcast with the elders in their local communities because together we are stronger. Enjoy the episodes!